What if the good part isn't avoiding hard conversations, but having them? I'm Rachel. I'm a pastor who believes that our real lives matter to our faith. When I wear my clergy collar in the grocery store or out in public, strangers tell me things that they haven't told anyone else. Trauma, church hurt, marriage problems, political anger, doubt. They assume that this collar is an invitation to go deeper. And that is exactly what happens in John chapter 4. This is the longest conversation that Jesus has with anyone in any gospel. And it happens with a Samaritan woman whose name we do not even remember. So often when I've heard this woman's story preached, she is presented as an immoral woman who Jesus rescues. But that's just not what the text says. We don't really know her story. In the ancient world, women rarely controlled divorce or remarriage. Jesus simply names her reality. You have had 5 husbands, and the man you are living with now is not your husband. And he keeps talking. He doesn't shame her. And almost as importantly, she doesn't shut down. She leans in with a theology argument. Our ancestors worshipped on this mountain, but you say the place where people must worship is in Jerusalem at the temple. This isn't a dodge. This is centuries of religious fracture. There had been a Samaritan temple, but it was rejected and destroyed. So her community for generations had been told that access to God was supposed to be controlled somewhere else. And she asked what this means. Where do people like me belong? Where do I belong? And Jesus says, Ego eimi, I am he, the one who is speaking to you, meaning Jesus is the Messiah, God's promised deliverer, standing at this well with her. She leaves her water jar and she runs back to town and she says, come see a man who has told me everything I have ever done. She doesn't hide her history, she uses it, and her whole community changes direction. We avoid politics because it gets heated. We avoid talking about religion because it feels volatile. We avoid depth because it makes us vulnerable. But these hard conversations is exactly where transformation happens. Right now, people are anxious about money, housing, war, climate change, healthcare. Nobody needs manipulative altar calls or fear-driven evangelism tactics. People need honesty and dignity, and they need permission and a safe place to go deep. If we try to skip to the good part by avoiding hard conversations, we miss the chance to watch our communities change. Belonging is not built through silence. It's built through courage.